who my ancestors were. It shows clear, but sometimes I see a blur of anger between me and the past. I look on to what I learned in school, but that's trash, the white man's words. So that's his story. For a sellout example, watch glory. Back to the present days, it's another phase. We strive to know about African ways, the culture, the language, the things that we're missing. Cast out your mind and start fishing. Listen for wisdom, seek words and knowledge. Peace is invited to the United Negro College. There's nothing to do with being black or white, but it's the state of common sense and knowing what's right, what's wrong, what's up and what's down. Put your eyes to the sky and 2 feet on the ground. Now how that sound from one who don't know much, but I know enough to flow. Speak my peace to each, my right, my freedom of speech, and at the same time teach a lesson, expressing myself like a riot, the voice of the unheard or the quiet. Although the chains of bond have been broken, the shackles of the mind is still holding on the same. Just as a rope on a chain, a whip on my back and a cross in flame. The 3 Ks say we're inferior, no, so let's show that we're proud and spiritual.
I'm about to use the line. Who's on the line? Who? What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a
One of the most frequent questions that I get is, where are the children, and why you call yourselves the children of the sun?
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now in the civilization of the Greeks. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey, the woman who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the Golden Fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero.
Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic Rock. Shots out. Here we go. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should I say, breathe, then drink. Take a breath. Take your breath. Now, grab your glass for some water. Grab your glass. Lift your pitcher of that water. Or bottle. Get that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Move your body. Move your body and drink some water.
Move your body.
Move your body and drink some water, fam. Just move your body. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
or should
water.
I say, move, then drink.
Move your body. Move your body.
Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
or should
water.
I say, raise, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water.
Take your breath.
Lift and pour yourself some water.
Pour.
Move your body, drink some water.
Move it.
Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. But remember to stay healthy. Remember the four pillars. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Drink half your weight in ounces.
Eat a culturally appropriate diet.
Behave. Take your breath.
Come on.
Lift and pour.
You can do it.
Move your body.
Come on. Come on.
Toast your ancestors. Drink up.
Come on. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Drink it. Lift it. Drink it. Come on. Drink that healthy air.
Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your water.
Take your breath.
Take your breath. Take your breath.
Lift and pour.
Lift it.
Move your body.
Come on. Come on.
Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink.
Come on. Come on.
Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour.
Come on, pour it.
Move your body.
Move.
Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink.
What?
Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your water. All right, family. I'm hoping everything is working all together because right now we have experienced another update from Microsoft. And those of you who are involved with me, y'all know that usually don't go too good for us. We got to go and shut something off. Something happens. The computer starts acting crazy. I don't know. But something always goes wrong when Microsoft decides to make an update for us, especially those that's using that OBS. Let me say, especially for me. I can speak for myself. I always have difficulties. But it appears that everything is cool. Everything is moving. Everything is fluid. Everything is beautiful. Right? But I know y'all looked at the title and be like, brother, what type of call did you get? So, I'm chilling after work. I'm drinking an adult beverage, and let's see what call. And I had a conversation, but the conversation was a conversation that I get often because what's going on now, especially now, with all this stuff going on, reparations is being shot over the bow, and we get to see people's reaction to it, right? We get to see what's going on, and now we have people asking questions, which is always good. Don't get me wrong. I love when my people start thinking. And man, when we think we can get so goddamn deep, oh my God, to the point where I get conversations that go like this. Now, slavery was impossible.
There's no way they could have transported all those people on them boats. Where are the boats? Where the trees that they use to make the boats? Why ain't no slave ships still around? Type shit. They couldn't have transported millions of people. Well, then how did all these West Asians get over here? How did all of us black folks get over here then? There was no land bridge. We didn't walk. Well, we was here before. Okay. Then, brother, or sister, what you're dealing with is a Native American issue, right? That's a Native American issue that you need to really deal with, because that means that somebody is getting what has already been paid out to you. You don't receive land. You don't receive other things. And if you believe you are a Native American, that is the tract that you need to pursue. Here at Gye-Nyame Journey, I'm not pushing the tract of our Native Americanness. I'm pushing the tract of the fact of our Africanness. And I know some people in the ADOS might get upset about that, because this is the issue. There will be no ADOS if there was no transportation from the African continent. What we are saying is that we were snatched, we were brought here, and we were forced to serve. Now, if that argument don't fit you, then cool. Move on. You know what I'm saying? There's more money to be spread out, because I want all of the brothers and sisters that look like me, that say that they're Native American, move on over there. All right? I'm just saying. Then we got the other issues, the other arguments about who the chosen people. Family. Let's just cut to the chase. All this is mythology. What is myth? I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just letting you know that the way that people figure out or try to explain the world, the way they try to explain the world is very simple, right? We use myth to explain the world and explain the present reality that we are in. And some of us are stuck on old myths. The myths no longer fit the reality that we're living in. So we get stuck. So we start arguing about the myth. We don't argue about necessarily history and some of the stuff that's been dug up and some of the stuff that we find. We start arguing myth. All of this is built up on myth. And many of us are where we are because of the myths or the stories that we tell ourselves. So I'm listening, and the reason I got pissed off, because it's like, I don't try to take, when I find out that somebody is with a certain group, I don't even have conversations that lead to us moving into a piece of, I'm trying to convince them, they're trying to convince me. Those of you that know me, I rarely try to get into those type of arguments. You understand? Because you have made your decision as an adult person, and that's the decision you make, and you stay over there, and I'm going to respect who you came up under, so that, you know, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all do y'all thing. I get upset because people come at my peoples. Right? When you got an idea that somebody is like Gye-Nyame, I'm just saying, leave their ass alone. Stop trying to recruit them on your bullshit. I'm losing members. I got some that's Hebrews. I got some that's Muslims now. I got some that's Moors. Listen, leave my people alone. You know what I'm saying? Take that shit over there and do some basic recruitment like everybody else. Find some people that ain't involved in shit and go on and do that. Right? It's like, yo, you know, I mean, it's like, I did the mythology. What's the story? What's the story? And what's the story that you are willing to stand up and fight for? Part of the story of my people, because I learned how to look at it totally different. See, a lot of people get upset and get ashamed of the whole aspect of slavery. They don't look at the other side of it, the resilience that it took, the bravery that it took to make it through. We often only focus on just the torture side of it. But do you know how strong an individual had to be to make it through that, and then to go and struggle through that because they knew that one day you would be here? They had faith that you would be here. They held on to their belief systems long enough so that they knew that their time was coming. I sacrificed my whole life. I want you to understand the depths and the power and the intuition that these individuals had to pull on to know that one day you will be here. Because I want you to understand, we had men and women who had the ability to beat up everybody around them, but they understood the consequences. And the consequences wasn't just your life. But somebody just called in. We on Toast&Talk Kuumba. Who on the line?
Quasi.
What's up, Quasi?
What's happening, sir?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. How you? It's
always asking these tough questions.
Always. And this is what we encourage in Gye-Nyame, right? You got to ask the questions, and we got to do some research. But I'm just saying, some of y'all keep your hands up off my peoples. Uh-oh. We got a drum on. Who that, Elder Tony? All right. Hello? All right, we let them finish. This never happened before. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey. Let me check that number real quick. I think I know who that is. We receiving a blessing here. Yep, that's Elder Tony. I hear him in the background, but I'm just checking the number to make sure. Okay. Elder Tony, that's you? That's Elder Tony. Welcome, Elder Tony. I think he might have forgot he got his phone on. All right. So, all right. So we gonna keep it moving. Elder Tony, when you want to come on, just unmute the mic. We gonna do these. Well, Quasi, you called in. You got something you want to share, fam?
Nah, I just wanted to just listen mostly.
Yeah. So, like I said, I
guess I got a perspective that kind of weighing on me.
Right. So I mean, actually, we could discuss that on the show. But what I want to do right now is I want us to we're gonna pour libations or do our toast, however you depending on how you look at it. We're gonna bring these ancestors up in here as we do on a daily basis here at the Gye-Nyame Journey, right? It looked like we might be frozen. Let's see what's going on. Well, they say I'm only dropping 1.9 frames, which equals 989 frames. Wow, that's a lot of frames, but that's only 1%. So that means, golly, there's a lot of frames that we're pushing. There's a lot we're pushing out here. All right, but today, for the libation, we're going to use Me and the Bees lemonade with ginger by this beautiful little dark-skinned girl right here. You see her? Let me turn this so that you can see it. There we go. There we go. I went to Whole Foods this morning because I had to make some runs early in the morning. So I said, well, let me go on and try it. Let's read a little bit of it so that y'all know I'm in support of black entrepreneurship. This young lady says, this is a story of me and the bees. To be honest, I didn't always dream of befriending a bunch of honeybees, but 2 bee stings, Great Granny Helen's old family recipe, and a little lemonade stand later, I got curious and got busy learning about bees. Turns out bees are bigger than bugs. Our fuzzy friends are the littlest and biggest link in our food chain, and they need our help to stay busy, healthy, and productive. That's why I use honey to make lemonade that tastes good and does good. Every sip spreads the buzz, and some of our profits go to organizations working hard to help bees. Join me on my mission. Become a believer. You can follow her at Michaela's Bees. Michaela's Bees on Facebook, on Instagram, and Michaela's Bees on Twitter. Be the change. Donate online. meandthebees.com. Healthy High Foundation. She is, according to this, she says, my lemonade stand in a bottle. Ingredients, water, cane sugar, ginger juice, lemon juice from concentrate, honey, pectin, more fruit extract, and flaxseed. Real lemons, no high fructose corn syrup, made with love in Austin, Texas. So I want to give a shout out to, is it Michaela? Shout out to Michaela and her drink, established in 2009. Congratulations. Do your thing, baby. We're going to use her to toast the ancestors today. We're going to use her drink. We're going to sample it. I'll let y'all know how it is. Nice little pop at the top. I'm going to drink it all. Then I'm going to get some ambrosia to chase it down. But here we go. First off. Oh, Quasi.
Yes, sir.
Before we move forward, you gave me a name yesterday. Let me find my pens. My baby's been down here, so I got to search for my... Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. You mentioned somebody that I need to add to the list. Can you give me that name again, please?
Francisco Matisse, affectionately known as Sonny.
Francisco
Matisse.
Spell that.
Mattis.
M-A-P-P, Matisse. And
no, T-T. Matisse.
Oh, Matisse.
Yeah.
Matisse. And what was the nickname?
Sonny. Hit by a drunk. Well, I'm assuming they was drunk or it hit and run. They didn't even stop.
Wow. He was a skateboarder.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna lift him up today. If there's any other people we need to add to the list, family, by all means, add their name on the timeline. I will get it. We'll write it down, and it will be toasted daily here on G&J Media. All right, family. Now, also, I want to remind you, I need people to sign up for G&J.media. Go to G&J.media. You can see the stream, as well as start uploading your own videos and start having conversation with other people and other tribes. I'm building our own social network. That's what I'm working on right now. Part of it. I got a lot of other stuff I got to do. I got some more commercials to cut up. some more videos to cut up because those of you that's been, in a sense, following, I want to thank those that's taking the time to see my side videos. I've been doing vlogging, trying to do it on a daily basis. It's getting hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I call it the adventures with Hot Tim. So I'm trying to catch some of the adventures, some of the experiments, personal experiments that I'm doing. Just some of the thoughts that might hit me randomly while I'm out there, not on the mic and stuff. But, just trying to share what's going on here at Gye-Nyame Journey with you. Because this truly is an adventure. All right? So, family, first off, giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call it Creator, we lift up our glass and we salute. We salute our ancestor, and we salute the Creator, our first ancestor, from which we flow. We lift up our glass, and we salute that Creator by whatever name we choose to call that Creator, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? Y'all know where we go. We go simply to our personal ancestors. And I'm going to try to go down the list as far as I can, and I'm going to get the help from the list when I need to. Y'all ready? Let me take my breath of life, push it through my body. Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robert and Tex, Anna Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, William Walter, Christopher Fanny Gaston, Eileen, Uncle Chris, Fiend, Cleveland, and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis, Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallard, Montague Pittman, Nomo X, Sapet Mott Rob, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxter brother, Ms. Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Miss Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Miss Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Lorella Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Runneman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge, Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Levita Farmer, Argoso Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles, Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Percy Moore, Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Heather Pearson, Surgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, James W. West, Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Farmer. I lost it. I was so close. Henry, where we at? Henry. Wrong side. Henry, where we at? I'm just going to start at James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Worlds, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Elder Amatep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Delma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Ellen Ohio, Freckle Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dina Monares, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigel Paris, Elder Basiji Falani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, DePretis Hines, Ernest Bostic, Anna Bostic, Winifred Scandalberry, Wilson Haley, Elmer Hine, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spradling, Kevin Spradling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Ida Candy, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Casson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkerson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet McCase, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cooper, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Urchin Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, and West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Pat Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Lloyd Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brownlee Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Hiram Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robert Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Alver, Mazarine Cofer, George Swan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, and Shelby McClendon. Going to the Black Book, we have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We got Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Sheldon Jr., Damian Talbot, Stina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McHale, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Summer Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sonny Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Jasandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Al T. Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny, Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem and Como, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Creamy Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Jessica Carl White, Desi Woods, T.L.R. Woods Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamira Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Anna Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha DeMond, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Murrow, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Murrow, Sylvester Foster, James and Lizzie Winston, Abe and Julia Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Coper, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson, R.J. Lacey, also known as Toot to Don, Sarah Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Minter, Mary Smith, Juanette, Florine Stith Gibbs, Carl William Duncan Jr., Janet Callahan, Danny Hill, Miko D. Nice Hill, Andre Martin, Mabel Williams, Terry Brown, Teresa Biddle, LaVonna Kincaid, Carla Sawyer, Reverend Jesse Porter, Deacon Ezekiel Dennis, Brenda Porter, Craig Lee Jones, Granny Bueller, Papa Al Riesling, Inez Smith, George Gamble Sr., Joseph Garrett, LaShonda Jamar, Leroy Riley, Mona, Yolanda Hunter, Yvonne Patrice Turner. We got Herman Reeves, Amanda Reeves, Josh Reeves, Lena Kate, Herman Reeves, Pam Johnson, Vera and Reese Fisher, Jerry Jocelyn McCallop, Mama Moon, Sheila Ann Lee, Panchita Alba, Donald Brooks, Barbara Moses, Ida Spate, and Era Branson. We got Eric Winston, Nation Builder Darren Bridges, and Francisco Matisse, lovingly known as Sonny. We lift up our glass and we salute all of our ancestors, knowing that by saluting them, in essence, we are saluting ourselves, we're saluting our strength, we're saluting our wisdom, we're saluting our best. Those individuals that fought to make sure that we have our space and time to exist in today. We lift up our glass and we salute these ancestors. And we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to the present moment right now. Why it's on my mind, I want to make sure that we give all of those Kuumba babies, because I forgot to tell y'all, great Kuumba. All those Kuumba babies, I want to give you a round of applause. Going down. Family, so we salute all of those born on Kuumba, and we realize the power of this moment, because this is what we toasting right now. In this moment, family, we have an opportunity to not only study history, but to make history. This is our moment. This is our time. And the question that you need to have on your mind is, what are you doing with your time? We always got to be cognizant that our time is valuable. Actually, it's one of the most valuable things that you have. It is the most valuable thing you have, time. What are you doing with it? What are you focusing your moment on? Remember, because really, in fact, it is literally a moment. I mean, it's a long life for you, but compare that life to a tree, or that life to the existence of a rock, or the existence of the planet, or existence of the sun, or the existence of the solar system. You are less than a moment of time, less than a second of time. What mark are you leaving? What foundations are you leaving for those that come after you to stand upon? We have to remember that in this moment, family, in this moment, we are creating our future home. Because in Gye-Nyame, we talk about this generational warfare, but it goes deeper than just us battling. It goes to the point of that if I don't handle business in this life, when I come back through my bloodline, because we come back through our bloodline, at least that's how we talk here at Gye-Nyame, we come back through our bloodline, what we left messed up will be there to greet us. What we left improved will be there to greet us. So what type of future are you laying down for yourself? Because you're coming back. So you want to come back to the same issues that you left, or you want to start some new issues that you want to leave some of this, leave for you to come back and try to have to deal with? Or you want to deal with some of those quote unquote so-called generational curses right now in this lifetime? Burn that shit out. You want to move towards leaving your mark so that every time your child or a friend or a relative raise a glass to toast, that your name will be flowing out their mouth like water, like the air that they breathe. So we lift up and we acknowledge this moment, and we acknowledge the power of this moment, family. We lift up our glass and we salute this moment. Now, before we move on, first off, family, today is Kuumba. And I know some of y'all confused. Y'all like, what do you mean? Why is he keeps talking about this Kuumba and blah, blah, blah. But today is not, today is Saturn's day. It's Saturday. Well, here, Gye-Nyame Journey, right? In our tribe, we have conquered the days of the week. We done took that shit back like we about to take everything. We taking everything back. We starting with the symbols, and we taking back the symbol of the week. And we have decided to name the week out take the days of the week and make it useful. What do you mean, Brother Hatim? The days of the week is something that we say every day. We use those terms every day. Why not take those terms, get rid of the Greek, the Roman, and the Nordic gods, and let's put our principles on those damn days. Let's really make them ours. Conquering the moment. So every day you could deal with Kuumba. It's coming out your mouth. It's part of your daily existence. You're moving on a path of being able to live Kwanzaa 365. But it starts in a moment. In this moment. So those that don't understand, family, I challenge you. And those that are like interested in like, I want to know a little bit more about Gye-Nyame journey. How do I find out? Now I'm about to post this up for y'all. And it's very simple. You go to freegnjecourse.com, freegnjecourse.com. Get plugged in. Get the basics, right? Get the basics. Now, you go there, it's a 7-day, dealing with each one of the principles, dealing with a lot of other stuff that we deal with here at Gye-Nyame Journey, because, we're building the culture. We're taking what was left, we're salvaging, and we're building the culture. The culture in which we're going to pass on to our children, so that they know that, boom, this idea came about by boom. This idea, boom. We learned this from boom. And not only is it plugged in with us, but it's plugged in with the ancestors that came before us and our ancient ancestors. Because many of the practices that we're pulling on have existed for a very long time. So without any further ado, today is Kuumba. Family, as I ask you every day, I ask you to activate that reticular formation and consciously seek out the principle of the day. The principle of the day is Kuumba. Seek it out. If you find some other ones, document it as well. I challenge you to document it and post it up on our timeline on G&J, or Gye-Nyame Journey Media on Facebook, or you can use G&J.media to post up the pictures, to post up the video, to post up the just the audio or whatever. When a thought hits you about this principle, we need to start documenting that. And we have created a site just for that. We want to make sure that we are able to we give you the service that you deserve. Give you a home. All right? In this moment. So today, for those that don't speak the language, Kuumba means creativity. The demonic principle of the day is order. The color is orange. Cause and effect is the Hermetic law. The male name for the day is Kwame. Shout out to Brother Kwame. To all the Brother Kwames, but to our Kwame, call him Black Yoda. And to the female name is Amma. Amma. All right? So we lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to our future generations. We toast our children, our children's children onto infinity. We always were, we always was, and we always will be, especially if we handle our business in the moment. So we lift up our glass, we salute our children in advance, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move on to all of our relations. We lift up our glass, we say, Ashe. From all of our relations, family, we lift up our glass, and guess what? From all of our relations, we lift up our glass, and we toast. We leave this toast open for you. Those of you out there doing the work, those of you that's struggling on a daily basis, to leave your mark, to take advantage of your moment. Sometimes you pouring a lot into other people. Now is a moment for you to pour into yourself. What is it that you need to move towards your greatness? Right now, in this moment, we throw it up. Ashe. From there, family, now we're going to lift up our tribe. This is the newest piece. We're lifting up our tribe because I'm telling people to tribe up. It's time to tribe up. Whether you join our tribe or you join another tribe, because in order for us to move to the next level, we have to get past the tribe stage. We got the individual. We know that. Most of us got family, and some of them come with us. Now we got to build a tribe, which is a group of families. from there, we're able to move to the next step. What's after that? Well, right now in Columbus, we have moved to the next step because we have a village. We have a community. From that community, a group of communities form a city. From a group of cities, you get a state. From a group of states, you get a nation. So let's go and walk through the process. We lifting up our glass, and we salute, and we say, Ashe. Toast your tribe. My tribe is Gye-Nyame. Next on the list, I want to lift up my glass. And I want to salute the most magnificent, the most beautiful, the most inspiring, the strongest, and the bravest individual in the room. I lift my glass up to you. Yep, don't be shy. It's all you. It's about you. I'm lifting up my glass to you. And with that, we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Let me go and taste this lemonade. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, the baby put her foot in this.
I lifted up a glass of whiskey for my toast.
Hey, oh. Well. What kind of whiskey?
Tullamore Dew, Irish whiskey.
Oh, he lifting up the Irish spirits. All right. So, all right, family.
Hey, we got to start distilling.
Hey.
We do not touch our whiskey.
Hey. Oh, my fault. Before we move on, we didn't do the proverb of the day. So those of you who are on the Gye-Nyame and in the Gye-Nyame tribe family, one of the things we're trying to provide for those that are on the 21-day challenge as well as those that are Gye-Nyame, we try to do a proverb a day and a folktale for the week. So, we can kind of start tuning in. It's sort of like being able to tune into the same station. We're thinking some of the same thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Or at least listening to the same thing that's coming over the signal. And today we are on the book, and we will be releasing this book soon in digital form, African Deep Thought Workbook, put together by Terry Hassa, Sister Terry Hassa Liam Chiganji. We are on Proverb 131, and that's on page 71. Now, when we open up and we start taking orders for this book, not only will you get the flip book so that you keep up with us, you will get a writable PDF, which means that you will be able to put your answers in here because the scribing process of what we do is very important. It's very important. So all these steps we're expecting you to follow. This is an initiation. It's a lot of proverbs. And not only do we want you to go and experience each one, we want you to work with each one and allow it to roll around in your mind and to build on it. And then come back and review. And then come back and review again. And then come back and review again. Then when you feel a loss, go back, review, find a proverb that fits the moment that you're in, and then check your answers so that you can see your growth. All right, so we on chapter 1, Proverb 31, and it goes, put wisdom to work, and evil will flee you, said the knowledge holders. Respect for the law yields virtue. Disrespect yields limitation, the knowledge holders say. Once again, put wisdom to work, and evil will flee you, said the knowledge holders. Respect for the law yields virtue. Disrespect yields limitation, the knowledge holders say. And once again, remember what we talk about when we talk about these laws. I want you to understand, I ain't talking about this shit that they done put on, but I digress. Now, I'm understanding in the news, because I ain't get a chance, I ain't pop up and do the news like I usually, because I woke up and was given some assignments and shit. But anyway, I understand that Chadwick Boseman died. Wow. I think he was 43. Good grief. Okay. But right now, we're opening up the black lines. The black lines are open. Brother Quasi is already here, so me and him, we're going to start the conversation. Y'all can feel free to join us Let me see if Elder Tony is still on the line. Oops, wrong one. Let's go over here. Boom, Uber conference. Yep, he's still there. Elder Tony, can you hear me yet? I think they might have had a meeting this morning. Hello? Elder Tony, can you hear me? Elder Tony.
You started talking.
I think they had a meeting and he forgot to turn off his phone.
Right.
All right. So let's keep it moving. So, Brother Quasi, you on the line. What's going on, my friend? I'm going to peruse the news line and see what's going on. You got a subject you want to hit on?
I'm actually making something to eat right now. It's probably making a lot of noise, so I've been on mute, but I'll be done in about 3 minutes.
You making who?
Making something to eat.
Oh, okay. All right, so,
So give me about 3 minutes, and I'm gonna keep it on mute because I don't want to make too much noise. 3 minutes.
Okay. Top U.S. general tells Congress the military won't play a role in the 2020 election. Why does the top general have to tell Congress that? I'm just wondering. All right, let's see. Let's see what's on the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline. All right, hold on. Boom, there we go. All right, first off, let's go and look at our stock. People reach 5,214. They say we down 84%. I'll take that. Shit. Post engagement, 3,632. They say we down 41%. Hell, we got 3,632 people engaging with our posts. I'll take that. Last year at about this time, shit. Page likes, 47 in the last 28 days. For the last 28 days, up 104%. Family, y'all, y'all doing the thing. All right, here we go. All right, so part of one of my things is that I'm doing the Adventures of Brother Hatim, and y'all can check it out at gye-nyame.com. The Adventures of Brother Hatim, my new workout socks. So I'm talking about these new socks that I got, checking them out and stuff like that. We also had tribal quotes. We was joined on the air by Brother Shaka. Good conversation. Wait, they ain't got the day show on here. What's going on? Oh, I know what's up. I didn't refresh. Let me refresh. So the number, this little girl, this stuff is good.
I'm back.
Okay. The name of the drink is Me and the Bees, lemonade with ginger. Got a beautiful, beautiful little dark-skinned girl on there. Beautiful. But Quest, you got a subject you want to hit on today?
So I like the proverb. Say the proverb again.
Oh, you want to talk about the proverb. Hold on. Put wisdom to work and evil will flee you, say the knowledge holders. Respect for the law yields virtue. Disrespect yields limitation, the knowledge holders say. It's actually up on the screen.
Scary thing.
Huh?
Oh, I'm on the
You're on the phone, I understand.
On the call.
Yeah, I know.
I can't see this thing. That's a huge challenge, I ain't even gonna lie, for me personally. It's like at a certain point, like dealing with wisdom, you gotta just let go and trust.
Very true.
Because it's like a leap of faith when you can't, like, remember Indiana Jones, where he had to cross that bridge, but he couldn't see it, and he just had to take the step, like the length of the lion's head or something like that. He had to take a giant step out, and it was a bridge that was perfectly blended in with the wall.
Wow. Go ahead, bringing in those metaphors. But let's see what's popping off for us today as well. And I'll get back to what I was talking to a little bit earlier when he got back on. So here we go. We live. They say 27 people reached for engagements, 2 comments. Both of those was me. All right. I understand because I know it's Kuumba and a lot of y'all out in the world, so I ain't mad. And I ain't posting no news up in a while either. A nation reckons with race. Poll finds white American least engaged, of course. We covered all this earlier this week. Former Columbus mayor and public safety leaders call for dialogue to resolve issues surrounding police. Let's go and look and see what they talking about. This the Columbus Dispatch. Of course, y'all know we at Gye-Nyame, we got us a subscription there. Should pop up, letting the world know. I'm trying to keep up with the news, or they're gonna make me log in front of all these people. Is that how y'all gonna do me now? Mm-hmm. That how you doing me now, Dispatch? Let me sign in. I think I did it through Google. I don't remember. I hope that's the right one. All right. We logged in. Former Columbus mayor and public safety leaders call for dialogue to resolve issues surrounding police. Think a dialogue is going to help it? Let's see. All right. There's at least one of us up there. All right, let's see. A group of former Columbus public safety leaders and former mayor came together Thursday, or for us, Ujamaa, for a wide-ranging discussion that included rising violence and a charter amendment for a civilian review board that will be voted on by city voters in November. So they're going to bring on a civilian review board. Like I said, for some of y'all like, I'm not voting, family. We need to make sure we got a civilian review board. But also before we vote, we need to look at how they're going to construct this civilian review board. I'm very interested to see how they're going to construct this, where they're going to find these people at. Because a lot of times what happens is we form stuff and then they take it over because they got certain qualifications that only certain people with certain degrees and certain credentials, blah, 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 could get on. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, this is how they fool us. So they put people who have been well trained by the very system that we're combating, you know what I'm saying, that they put them in, and we think just because they look like us or that they might come from a situation similar to ours that they feel like we do. They feel what we feel. But in fact, they don't even think like you. So we got to be clear about that. Among the topics discussed was the rise in violence across the community, as well as the unrest caused by the death of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police in late May, and the recent shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which left the 29-year-old paralyzed. And hopefully all of y'all seen that. And and family, all of this stuff that's happening. All this stuff that's happening, because I'm trying to think when the little white boy in Kenosha went off too. So I'm wondering if they're going to mention that in here too. But people are seeing this, and they're becoming very, very frustrated, and they're looking for solutions. And the question that we have to answer as black organizations, as tribal organizations, as family organizations is, what can we present people with that's showing that we're working towards a solution? We have to pick it up. We have to run with it, because now, and I know some of y'all like, well, y'all ain't doing that, but that's some bullshit, right? Because like I said, every day, our collective gets up, we grab our glasses, we toast our ancestors, and we talk about what's going on in the news. And in every way, I'm able to slide in the discussion about reparations. I slide in the discussion about us starting our own shit and building our own shit. I slide in a few of the statistics that I'm able to find and stuff like that. I'm constantly trying to inform you and other people in the community. We just have to find what we're good at, and we have to start focusing on that. And we have to start training other people to find what they're good at and get them to start focusing on that, so that we can start building from inside out. Because if we only get reparations from external sources, they will destroy us family, not only does America owe us, but we owe ourselves. We owe ourselves. And that's going to require a lot of work. That's going to require us as individuals and as groups to really look at where we are. And some of the small changes that we can make to move to where we need to be. Because it's frustrating when I'm talking to younger people and they're frustrated because they want to take action. They see the shit coming. They feel it coming. We are in a time right now that if you are sensitive and you have not been desensitized to all this shit, your ass is at arms. Might be listening to the show right now, cleaning your pistol, scrubbing cleaning out your rifle because you know something coming. Because right now we are in a strange time. So let's go. Former Mayor Gary LaShucka, a Republican who served from 1992 to 1999, said Thursday the narrative of police abuse in Columbus is more urban legend than reality. So first off, we can stop reading this article because we got a motherfucker who's talking, who has lived outside and really has never experienced what we experienced talking. So I don't even need to read this shit no more. Right? And right now it's like I'm already on shutdown mode. Gary LaShucka, a Republican who served from 1992 to 1999. Okay, cool. He don't even need to be in a conversation. It's urban legend. It's more urban legend than reality. Think about that shit. Okay? He joined former police chief Kim Jacobs and Walter Disselwig, as well as a former public safety director Larry James and John Rockwell, for a panel discussion Thursday afternoon at Hilton Easton. LaShucka said city police have between 600,000 and 800,000 contacts with the public each year, most of which are uneventful and never make headlines. Very true. But the ones that do usually got to do with somebody getting choked the fuck out or murdered. Come on, man. Our citizens deserve to be safe and secure in their homes and workplaces. We agree. But for some reason, it always seems that we are on the opposite end of that. We don't deserve to be safe or secure in our workplace or our home, which requires a total restructuring of everything that's around us. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand, because a lot of us, we just get caught up in the money conversation behind reparations. Now, I don't want what I said to be misconstrued, because some people will hear what I said and run off with that and say, well, we owe reparations to ourselves. Yes, we do. But still, motherfuckers owe us. You don't let them off the hook. But brother, I tell them they ain't ever going to pay. That don't mean that you stop talking about it. That don't mean that shouldn't be a lead into every conversation that we have when we having a discussion with these motherfuckers where they want to sit around at round tables. We need to have individuals that be like, first off, I just want to say that reparations are owed to ADOS here in America and need to be paid. So now let's go and continue with the discussion about ballet. I mean, I don't give a fuck what situation we in. We need to make people feel uncomfortable when it comes to them talking with us, because we need to always hold the debt in their face. But then in the same token, we need to always hold the debt in our face and in our group's face and in our people's face. Because there's some work that we can't be doing, and we can't be waiting around for the motherfucker that owe us to go and give us our money. We need to go and start building stuff for ourselves now. I believe we could do both. I could walk and chew gum. Listen to a podcast, possibly watch a video, read the news, all at the same time. I'm good. Every last one of y'all multitask all the goddamn time. So I don't know why when it comes to us that we feel that we can't multitask. We can build and collect. Let me say that again. We could build and collect. It only makes sense to me. It only makes sense to me. I've never been one to sit around and wait. So I'm like, yo, boom, boom. The whole conversation for reparations, even when I was like, oh, I'm never going to get it, but then I started listening to the argument. I said, well, shit, it don't matter. It don't matter. See, because I, being on the other end of owing someone before, you know what I'm saying? When the bill collector called me, I didn't get upset. I kind of got frustrated and shit like that. But eventually they faded away. I stopped answering the calls. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, yo, but they never let me forget that the debt was owed. And they had enough control over the system that they was operating in that they could go in and also put that on a lien on me and affect my taxes. I'm just saying. Remind them about the loan. But somebody else called in. Go ahead. This is Brother Hatim. Welcome to GNJ.media. What's going on? Who this?
This is Father Tony. Who this?
This is Brother Hatim.
Are you sure?
Well, I was when I woke up. Now I could be somebody quite different right now. You right.
No, you are who you are. Stop it.
You know you've been on the show. You know you've been on the show since I started.
What was I doing?
You was drumming. You was talking in the background.
Oh gosh, you mean out there at the thing?
Wherever you was, man. I turned it off. They didn't hear everything, but I turned it off. So
okay. So they didn't have me talking about the Game of Thrones, right?
No, that part wasn't on. That part wasn't on.
That's private.
And if you ever know that Aziz is with him, protect me.
Oh no, she was hiding in the bushes.
No, protect me. I don't want to be heard nowhere.
Yeah, that's good. Were we still there?
Yeah, you here now, but
okay.
Yeah, but you was drumming and everything. I said he must have been on the call earlier today and forgot to turn off his phone.
Oh,
because
my phone automatic. When you come online, sometimes my phone automatically comes on.
But not on the black line.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
man. It goes there on its own.
Oh, man. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard what the elder said? His phone automatically comes on when G&J Media gets started. What?
I did not. It was in my pocket. I was setting up the sound system. And all of a sudden I heard all this stuff, and I said, who that say who that? And I looked down because I have a special symbol for the black line. It's the flag with it's the flag, but it has the black lines in it.
So I'm at Verizon because I just cut my phone on. His face comes like all the time.
Right. We're connected.
Yes, sir. Brother Quasi.
What's the topic today?
Well, today, it's open lines. So it could be, right now, it's open lines. So Brother Quasi called in, and he was about to drop something real quick. But then, like I said, you here. Go ahead, Quasi. What is it you want to discuss, my friend? Or you want me to finish talking about that call I got the other day?
It kind of, since I happen to have inside information on that call,
inside information.
It's kind of connected. I actually didn't even really truly make the connection until I was listening to where you took it this morning or this afternoon. So it gave me an even greater perspective of like what I was wrestling with.
Right.
I heard this. So okay, where to start? I told you that I was considering going back to school for to get a degree to further my spiritual connection and understanding and what all of that might entail. The lady that is the point person for that school is also somebody that's been just talking with me, and it's been a real journey. I appreciate her just showing up and the way she showed up. So one of the things she was saying to me, she said that resilience is a beautiful thing that black people have, but resilience is kind of like adrenaline. If you don't use it to level up at a certain point or by a certain time, it starts to be poison. It's a fight or flight. It's like, you know what I mean, a fight or flight mechanism. It helps you deal with the moment. But if you don't deal with that shit and level up, then it becomes poison. And we done been resilient for so long. I'm tired.
Now, this is the challenge, right? Because not only have we been resilient as a people here, we have also been very bold. We have used the resilience. See, because a lot of times, one of the things I used to wrestle with when I was young, I wanted everything right now in my lifetime. And the piece that we got to always realize is that we are in a generational battle. So when you look back over the generations, you see each generation is laying down a step for the next generation. You know what I'm saying?
You beat me to my punch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because no, thank you actually for because I feel like, you know, notwithstanding the two individuals that are on this call are genuinely giving back to younger generations, but in a whole, my parents and my grandparents' generation, they failed me.
Hold on.
Hold
that thought. Now, I want you to keep on talking. You need to keep them busy for me, Kwesi, because I'm old and I got to go do something real quick. All right? So keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my concern is that
you was at the point where you said your parents failed you.
Not just my parents, you know, my parents' generation. And I think my parents actually are at the forefront. Okay. My parents are at the forefront of their generation. My parents are some of the more capable parents in my whole generation, but they didn't give me enough. You know what I mean? Like I had to take a lot of knocks that I shouldn't have had to take. You know what I mean? And then my grandparents really, I had out of the four, you know, every person gets four, two grandparents on their moms and two grandparents on their father's side. I really only had an actual real connection with one of those four people, my dad's mom. You know what I'm saying? I never met my dad's dad, and both of my mom's parents have been either physically or emotionally absent in my life completely. You know what I mean? So I'm fucking pissed off. You know what I mean? And I got a lot of emotions, and I'm ready to like smash some shit.
Well, hey,
and it often comes out on the people that are closest to me.
Right. Because let's deal with a couple of things. 'Cause I missed part of what you said, but I want to go back to. Let me give you an analogy. You're a pretty fast dude. You ever run in a relay race? Are you?
Physically? I know what you're talking about, but I don't have that skill set.
All right, cool. I mean? Now, so in a relay race, let's say we're in a relay race, and there's 5 different teams, and usually in a relay race it's like four people. You have the person that begins, you have the second leg, you have the third leg, and you have the fourth leg. All right, let's say that we have a relay team, and at the beginning of the race, we're in 5th place. Baton is passed. The person that gets it brings us up closer to 4th. Next pass, this person is able to run and make up a lot of the space, right? And brings us up close to being in 2nd place. Then they pass the baton to the final person who takes it, and I won't even say how the race ended. But let me ask you a question. Because of the start of the race, did the first person fail? Do you understand my question?
I don't think he can answer that.
Because of the start of the race, the question is, did that individual fail? He wasn't as fast as the persons, as everybody else off the block. And because the second person that got the baton, they might have not been as super fast as the last person on their team. But the question is, did they fail?
I don't. It's not determined. It's only they only fail if they lose.
Okay. So all right, let's say, okay, they only fail if they lost.
I told you can't answer that.
Why can't he answer it, Elder?
Because that question, because of what he stated, where he is right now.
Okay.
He's right now in the race, and he may be saying by the way he sees himself in the race, he's losing the race. That's what I thought I heard him say. And if I heard him say that way, he cannot answer that question yet. That's why he said, in my opinion, that it all depends on if we went on to win the race. So we won the race.
I agree. Like, this is the thing. Okay, actually, let me answer it like this. Because the last person, I believe, is called the anchor, right?
Right.
You put all of your stock, you put your best person last. That's the anchor. They're going to hold you down. So what I'm saying is the first three legs, the first three legs.
I've run relay races, and relay races is based on strategy as well. And you don't not necessarily put your best person last. Sometimes they put the best person first. So it's a misconception to say that the best person always goes last. So I just thought I'd put that there for you. Okay? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can dig that. I appreciate that. Well, you definitely want somebody that you trust to bring it home.
Right.
But you run a relay race based on your research on what the other races are doing. Then that's the way you place your people in the race. You have to have knowledge or some kind of knowledge of the race that you're running and who your competitors are. And as being a short person and running in relays races, the hardest thing to do in the relay race is to pass the baton. That's the one. Because y'all may be the fastest team out there, but if you drop that darn baton on the passing, that's it.
You're right.
you really, unless there's something really, that like you said, that resilience, unless that sucker jumps up in you, and whoever that person is that dropped the baton, that next person that comes up, and that person, if they're saying we're going to catch them no matter what, but then that other team knows that you dropped the baton, they know that this is their chance to beat you, and their resilience is now risen. So relay races are cool. Whoever picked this analogy, my hat's off to you, because that's not just getting out running the race. You have to prepare. And sometimes when you prepare, you can't prepare for, you have to prepare for, like we said, the warrior does not build his shield on the battlefield, but you have to prepare for dropping the baton. You have to prepare. What do you do then? And, so excellent question. So thank you for letting me rattle on. Go ahead.
And the reason that I brought it up,
was you?
Yeah,
okay.
The reason I wanted to bring that up was very simple. The race is measured on the whole race, not an individual. Each individual does the best that they can. That's the goal of the race. We're a team. So regardless of where I'm put with the baton, I'm supposed to give my all to try to make sure that I'm able to pass it on. Now, I might not be as fast as the person that starts or the person that ends, but I have to be able to carry my part and do my part and keep us close enough so that at the end of the race, we can possibly win. And what I'm saying is that I don't necessarily see, because it's like the stories we tell ourselves. We look back and we say certain generations fail. I'm going to challenge that and say that I believe that our generations did the best that they knew how to do. They did the best.
We wouldn't be here.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because the bottom line is, some of us are lost today. Some of us is running the wrong way in the damn race. Some of us is standing in the middle of the track, spinning in circles. You understand what I'm saying? Not even knowing that the damn race is going on.
That happened. That actually happened. Does your team hold together no matter what? That's the one that I found out in being a part of a 440 relay team. Because you got different relay teams, you know. And does your team hold together during the bad times as well as the good times? But holding together during the bad times, what may be considered the bad times, or not necessarily the bad times, but is your team holding together? I'm telling you, that's the one. And if you got the right coach there and the parents and stuff that lets you know that you did, you know, there's that song that the church does, that when you've done all that you can, and you've done it, you know, it's your time to stand. You stand up because you did what you had to do. You ran your good race. I remember, you know, I was running and I was the shortest thing on the, you know, in the blocks. And I just knew I had to get these guys in the turn, because in the turn, them long legs, they have to do shorter steps. So I had to figure that out. But I knew once them dudes came up out of that turn, and they start stretching them legs out, if I hadn't have made up enough in the turn, they were going to overtake me. And so, you know, as I went over this thing in my mind, as I'm getting in the blocks, I mean, I'm like, whoo! And so I did the best I could in that turn. I mean, I was out there, way ahead of. But once them tall dudes, once they hit that straightaway and they opened out and put on them afterburners, you know, it's like I hadn't done nothing. But I had done the best that I could. So that's what I was saying.
That was actually, can I be honest with you, Baba?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here listening, and I'm like, part of me at first, I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't, because I really got a chip on my shoulder with people in the elder position. And I like, you know what I mean? And then as I listened, I softened up. I was like, yeah, he right. Yeah, he right. All right, okay. You know what I mean? But then you hit me with the last thing, and I was like, damn. Because that's actually, I've never run track. So a lot of these small little details, I don't know. It never occurred to me that people with shorter legs do better in the turn.
Oh, in the turn, we hit the turn. Yeah,
that's some wisdom that I couldn't get on my own. And
I'm living it. Yeah, thank you.
I tell you already know how I love analogies. You know what I mean? Like, I love analogies, and that analogy is so that was major. I needed that.
And I felt that I let my team down. I was crying. They couldn't stop me crying because when they hit that straightaway, you know, they didn't pass me, but they caught me, and I was able to hand off the baton at the same time they were able to hand off the baton. And I felt that I let my team down. I mean, it was like, I can't. And like I'm telling you now, I'm back there when that's golly, that's over 70 years ago. I'm there, and it does hurt. And there's nothing you can do about it. You like, I wonder if I can run the race over. You go back to the blocks and turn. You try to figure stuff out. Well, one of the things that I did is I went and talked to the tall guys, the ones from the other teams. And they said I inspired them. When they saw that I had put that lead way out there, they said that gave them inspiration that they had to get me. So I didn't think of it like that, but that's what they were saying. So, but thanks for letting me have that moment, buddy. Thank you.
I mean, I be at odds with it. I know I need because I don't know nothing, man. I be so frustrated because I feel like I see myself in a way that, like, I don't really see too many people, especially at least I don't see too many people at all that's down to challenge themselves like I'm down to challenge, because I done been homeless. I done been fucked up. And the only way that I have been able to be okay was, like, I have to be honest with myself. You know what I mean? I don't have the luxury of lying to myself about anything. I don't have that luxury, or I'm gonna die. I have to be honest with myself about my anger and rage. I'm ready to kill something. So I have to be like, okay, let me chill. Why do I feel like that? Let me sit in the house and stay away from people for a couple of days. Like, I'm on 50. Like, on 10 means ready to go. I'm on 1 billion. I am ready to fucking lose it. And people keep fucking with me on stupid shit, and it's people that I need. So it's like, and I hate saying the word I need, because what the fuck? I can't depend on nothing. Ain't nothing out here dependable. The only thing that's dependable is my own self.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's what I was going to say, Brother Hatem. No, that's
a lot, and that's a lot to have to deal with, because not everybody's reality is like that. Some people got all kind of shit that they can take for granted. I can't even take for granted that I'm gonna eat unless I make myself eat. I can take it for granted now because I put myself in a smooth enough position where I got a little bit of money, but I also need to heal. So I can't, I don't get to just spend money real crazy. I can't, it's like I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying?
Trust me, I know what you're saying. I had it a different way. You don't mind me. Everything that you're saying, I did, but I blamed it on being short. Because when back when I was younger than you are now, at dances, the girls would say, I don't dance with short guys. When we did the games, I was always the last one picked, if I was picked at all. So my whole entire world was destroyed from being short in my own head until I turned it around. Now, don't ask me when that moment was or what happened, but I know that one thing is I went on to in fact, I wanted to join the Marine Corps. I had been practicing up in New York. I was in this group that was junior Marines and stuff. I, went on with. But the guy told me I was too short and wore glasses, and that was it. I mean, I'm telling you. So I'm when you're talking, I'm there in my world with that I used to be it like that, but somehow I got out of it. I'm gonna have to somehow try and face what that was, because I don't know if that opened that door or not. But I was wound up playing basketball with the Air Force. I wound up doing a whole bunch of stuff. But every now and then I do visit that world, and you're right. That it's whew. So
very
frustrating.
frustrating.
To you because you're talking about it.
Very
Is that right,
frustrating.
Brother Hatem?
Yes, sir. It's very, very frustrating. And the thing that you need to understand is that you're not alone in that.
No, gosh, no. Oh, man. But
that's another analogy I was thinking of. Like, okay, I get it. Okay, let's say I'm the anchor in the relay, in the 4x4, and I'm the fastest. But my struggle, because everybody got their struggle. I'm the fastest in the straightaway. I got the longest legs. My stride is crazy, but I struggle with the baton pass. You know what I'm saying? So in the it's like, so once the first and second person go, they come back, right? They're done. So once the third person go, I'm ready to go. I'm on my mark. I'm waiting for somebody to come up to me and pass me the baton. And the first and second person's like, yo, we with you. Like, they paying attention. They cheering me on. Ideally, they cheer me on. They already know. You know what I mean? But, like, in my analogy, they sitting there on their phone scrolling through Facebook. They're not even paying attention. They're not even there. They're not even encouraging me to remember. Just, you got it. It's a stick. You got to grab a stick. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not even paying attention.
But check this out. The issue now, in that analogy, your attention is in the wrong place. You more than likely will drop the baton because you focused on people that have finished the race rather than focusing on where you are when you are. We as a people,
right,
we have a problem with time and space.
Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, you know how important it is, like the what do they call it, the sixth man or the 12th man in football.
Right.
It's like the crowd. The crowd is that variable. That's why the NBA is lame. Nobody want to watch it because it's a virtual crowd. It don't mean nothing.
Right.
Because the crowd is that intangible.
Now,
it's energy, it's spirit.
I'm telling you about playing basketball with the Air Force overseas. There's 5, 10, 15, 20,000, whatever people in the arena. When you step on that court, before you step on there, you see and hear all those people. When you step on that court, they disappear. They are not there. What's there is you and your head and how you think about how you're going to deal with the challenge. And so the way I dealt with it, now I'm remembering how I got out of this crap. When I stepped on the court, in my mind, I was no longer 5'5" or 5'4". I was 6 feet 5 inches, and you couldn't tell me I wasn't. As soon as I crossed that line and stepped on that court, that's who I was, and that's who I acted like, and that's who I performed like. I was dunking, doing all kinds of stuff, handling, because they would do man on man and put the big man on me. I was dealing with him because I had changed my perspective of who I was. Now, once I stepped back off the court, I was back down to being 5'5".
Okay,
but when I got on that court, I was 6'5". And the big men, you know, would deal with me like I was 5'4" or 5'5", but I was dealing with them like I was, you know, 6'5". So anyway, now I'm remembering. Yeah,
because I know both of y'all are married men.
But
and
I believe
both of y'all are married men. So now I'm going to take this whole sports analogy and turn it back into real life. I personally, you know, I love my mother. I love the women in my life, but to be completely honest with you, they haven't contributed to my journey. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily know how to incorporate women in my life. I don't know how to be all the way honest with you. Women don't necessarily have any value in my life. They have never necessarily done anything that matters in my life. There's nothing that I could have in my life. Like none of the women in my life have been instrumental in anything other than birthing me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to value women. I don't know how to value women. Like, what is the value of a woman? Like, what is the purpose? I feel like I'm trying to deal with this woman, and it's like she's stressing me out. And it's like, why? I just want to just be like, I'm straight by myself. Why? Why should I value a woman?
All right.
You want us to answer that?
Yeah. Because I'm you just throwing manhood up under the bus, my friend. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I love pussy. Don't get me wrong, I like pussy. But outside of that, what's the point? Ain't nothing other than pussy that I ever.
See, now there's the issue. Once again, it's dealing. John gonna come on and talk on the show. He talks about frames and how we base our life around frames. And you have a certain view that oftentimes that when you look at the world, you only see that single purpose. You don't see the other stuff, because I want you to think about this. Think about our camping trips. Think about Gye-Nyame in general, because you've been around. Who do a lot of the organizing? You understand what I'm saying? It's like you exist in a world where you think women don't contribute.
Okay, I shouldn't say they don't contribute, but how is what they offer, because they also cost.
Yeah, but name something in the universe. Name something in the universe that is worth having that does not require sacrifice.
Everything, but the question I'm asking is the trade-off worth it? Does it equal? Does it?
Oh, you asking me?
Is the net result? Does it balance out? Does the net result either balance or add?
All I can say is I hope so, because I'm in one of those situations. But it's one of those things that you never know. But far as right now, the trade-off, shit. Actually, I'm ahead. As much as somebody get on my nerves, I'm ahead of any interaction that I have with women. I'm winning.
And one of the things I'd like to say is this society, this is a Nordic society.
Say it.
In the Nordic society, they do not count. So the female. So in the Nordic society, you are absolutely right. But if you're trying to live in a Nordic society with an African-centered point of view, you're going to have a problem, because the Afrocentric point of view sees the female as a balance to the male. There is no up without down, no in without out, no light without dark. So, right.
I agree with
so,
that, but we
the
live
Nordic society, wait till I finish. The Nordic society says you're right.
Mm-hmm.
The Nordic society says you're right. And that's that. That's why in the Nordic culture, you have the religion has no female presence. It just has the male presence. But if you're trying to understand the Nordic society that you're living in, this is my opinion, of course, from an Afrocentric point of view that recognizes the balance of the female, then you're running into a catch-22. That's the way I would answer that. You're either going to be Nordic or you're going to be Afrocentric.
Now, let me say this, because, all right, what value do relationship with other men bring you?
Fight. I could fight off some shit. If they come at me, I got other motherfuckers that can fight. And there ain't no emotional. It's not emotional. It's just like it's all practical. It's all practical, or majority practical at least.
That's Nordic.
So you saying
you're right?
Now, you saying women can't fight?
No,
sure
he's saying he's not saying that. If you don't mind, this is a Nordic point of view. He is saying men fight men. They do not even enter into any concept of dealing with women like that. The women have to know their place.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm actually okay. So actually, thank you, because I was thinking something earlier and then I forgot because I was trying to just follow where you was going. But now I remember what I was saying. We live in a Nordic society that has those rules indoctrinated across. We are unique individuals in that we're trying to reinstill African principles in our people. We understand the value. I understand the value of that balance. I understand it. But we live in a society nowadays where men can't be valued in this society, and even in our own people, in our women, unless you're a gay man. That's the only say a black man can't be a heterosexual man. You're the enemy if you're a heterosexual man. Women don't value heterosexual men. That's a Nordic point of view. But I'm not.
That's a Nordic point of view.
But hear me out. Hear what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
The major point. I'm not saying that that's my point of view. I'm an African man. I value an African woman. These women here are men. Period. These women act like men. They outmen men. They get raised like men. That was a part of the whole Willie Lynch thing. Raise the women like a man, and you can't. And raise the women like raise the women like men. Raise the men like women. And we see it. The women want to dominate, and the only way a man could be a man and be like straight, and this is especially a black man, is if you a bitch ass nigga. Period. You can't be a real man out here and get embraced by the women because they don't need you.
That's a precipice.
They'll call the police on your ass.
That's a precipice. You're on the precipice of understanding the Nordic and the African-centered way of life. This is my personal opinion, and there's no put down of you or anything like that. All of us who went through this change of coming out of our Nordic head and going into our African-centered cultured head went through exactly what you're going through now. This is my opinion on that. I went through it. So I know what you're saying. But I'm telling you, that is a Nordic point of view. Once you go over to a total African-centered point of view, from that you do not see the relationship between male and female, or what we call the duality of opposites. In the Northern point of view, it's either or. You either with me or you're against me. No, there's no middle ground. in the African-centered point of view, it's called the duality of opposites. In other words, opposites exist, and we exist to help them in the balance. We look for that balance of the two. The female energy has what it does, and the male energy has what it does, and that's it. It's not an either-or situation. But in my northern point of view, when I was in that thing, that head, you're exactly right. Trust me. So I respect what you're saying, but all I'm saying is you're making such good progress. In my opinion, you can't recognize how much progress you have made. And that's why you're not letting go right now, but you're about to let one of them go. That's my opinion.
One or the other.
That's how close you are.
One or the other. Because I'm going to say this. As far as that, because what you're talking about is in the sense that warrior piece too. Let me say this. Yeah. If you look in our tradition, like in the story of when Ra became angry with humanity, Ra didn't send the male energy. He sent the female warrior energy. Now, this is the issue. She got so extreme with it that they had to find a way to calm her down and keep her calm. Now, you understand what I'm saying? It was so bad that all the men warriors looked at what she was doing to humanity and got sick. So now, this energy that you're talking about is present because we understand there's a balance. So you're going to have that energy within, you're going to have masculine energy within women and feminine energy within man. What you're saying is one is pressed to extreme. But I will challenge you, and I will say this. When a woman runs into a real man, you see a difference in how she deal with them. Now, as you called him, she will deal with a bitch-ass nigga as a bitch-ass nigga. But when she runs into a man, a black man, it's a total different piece. You have to decide and become firm in who you are. And now, and if certain behaviors are going on around you, like this is why I say tribe up, if certain behaviors going on around you, you have to erect your personal border and be like, yo, that shit ain't allowed in Quasi land. I'm sorry, I need to, you know what I'm saying? Quasi land is moving on. You know what I'm saying? I'll find somebody else. You see, because some of that, but then once again, when you look at it from the duality, the opposites, right? A woman has a right to be with you and against you at the same goddamn time. And those of us that's married know I'm telling the truth because she could be with you and against you at the exact same time, just like you able to do with her.
Right.
But somebody else called in. We got a third caller on the line. Who this on the line? Who else on the line?
This is Brother Kwame. I came in a little late. I'm just listening in.
Oh, okay. You just listening in. Well, is the signal bad on your end on the internet?
No. I heard the conversation and I thought I'd engage, but you and Baba Tony had covered most of anything I was going to say, so I'll just hold my tongue for now.
All right, family, give the Black Yoda a round of applause. Welcome, Black Yoda.
My dog is also.
Well, as Normal X used to say all the time, shoot the dog first. Shoot the dog first.
Shoot the dog. Shoot the dog first and what?
Shoot the dog. Always shoot that goddamn dog.
Greetings to my brother Quasi.
Peace, big brother Yoda.
Yeah. Brother Quasi, you're so far ahead of where you think you, in my opinion, you're so far ahead of where you think you are. It's something. Peace and blessing to you, young brother. You way ahead of where you think you. In my opinion, you're not where you think you are. You know the difference. And when push comes to shove at the crossroads, you will make the right decision because you're looking at the group, that relay team. You're responsible to that relay team.
And
at least that's what I got out of our conversation.
And you have identified your team. See, a lot of people don't identify their team.
You identified your team. You did. Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? You know that, I mean, that, and getting into the conversation last night, that's why the conversation affected me in such a way, because you on my team. Nigga, you might be running anchor. I'm sitting up here like, what? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting up like, so, but now, and the issue, like, all these things are self-growth, self-mastery issues that you're dealing with. But also it goes into self-mastery, moves into family mastery, and into tribe mastery, and into community mastery. It's all of them are levels. So right now you're looking at some personal things, and you're doing the most important pieces. You're asking questions.
Yeah.
See, because some... go ahead.
You know, Brother Tracy, when I first met Charlotte, now my wife, this sister was as independent as you could possibly think.
She still is.
Now, you know, just to give you an idea of where I'm coming from. So my life experience has been such that I could kiss my nephew in the morning before I leave for school, and by the time that afternoon comes, he's deceased. And when
You
I
said
say
by the
nephew,
time the afternoon comes, I didn't hear the last part.
he's dead. 2 years old. That's part of the background out of which I come. And so in Tawi, in Gye-Nyame, we always speak about this notion of security. And one of the things that I've learned from my life experience is when my woman leaves, I need to have an idea where she's going to be, how long she's going to be. I don't care if she spends extra time there, but I need to get a call to let me know I'm okay. Well, one night that didn't happen. And I'm up all hours of the night. And finally I was like, well, let me call mom. So I call mom, which is Charlotte's mom. And I say, and Charlotte answers the phone. And I go off.
I've been there.
Now, understand that I've told her on several occasions that, look, babe, this is the experience out of which I come. You have to, you know, you're going to have to accommodate that. I know you've been independent. I love your independence. I'm not going to hamper you in that. But this is security measure, at least for my peace of mind. And we went round and round with that but just to say that, you know, even in the best of relationships, because I wouldn't trade this woman in for nothing. Her independence, her stubbornness, her sometimes I'm going to outman my man. You know, I'll take all that. But there is a balance. And when we found that balance, I mean, you know, I'm exceptionally blessed in that there's hardly a time when Charlotte and I have to argue. However, just know that there are certain things, you know, that as brothers, as men, as Black men, that we will deal with, and there are certain things we will not. Know that there is a balancing between those things, you know, when we're getting to know a person. And, you know, there may be a point where, as Baba Tony, in the words of Baba Tony, when we get to that crossroads and say, look, I'm not going down this way with you. And so this is where we have to cross paths, and I got a story for that as well. But my wife might be in the kitchen, so I can't tell you that one.
You married man better watch your mouth. Better watch your mouth.
We know the rules.
You know the rules. You got to know the rules, family. And there are rules of engagement. And one of the things that you're missing is a circle of brothers that have been through it. So that, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this stuff, as young men, especially young black men, we have to learn this shit on our own. You know what I'm saying? But I learned from a few of my married partners, that was married a long time before I was married. You know what I'm saying? By just sitting around and listening. You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, being able to accept coaching, because you can't, as the African openers to the Tree of Life say, one of my favorite proverbs, those who are not willing to sacrifice will not be fulfilled. There is a sacrifice. But then all those qualities that a lot of times you might find negative at some point in time all come in handy somewhere down the line. Now, as far as the statement that you made is that a lot of our women are very manly, we have to understand that in this society that we exist in and the role that most of us are in as black men, you can't blame them for that. You understand what I'm saying? We can't. You can't blame them for that. Because the image of black men have been totally destroyed, and it's constantly being on. Let's just go and look on Facebook. It's constantly being destroyed and constantly being challenged. Once we establish our borders, a lot of that stuff will disappear. In my opinion. So, is there anything else?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What tickled me was, not with this brother, but what I would call Brother Nomo, watching Brother Nomo and how he interacted with females. But then, when his wife came around, and she was so beautiful with that, because she knew what he was doing, and she would let him fly, let him fly his little plane and do what he wanted to do. But in those certain moments, she would go, okay, now. It was like, so I'm saying, yeah, it's good. But we definitely have to understand the Nguzu Saba and what we mean by Kuji Chagalia. We defining ourselves. We don't define ourselves that way. So that's us kind of out of this Nordic training. There's a Russian called Pavlov. And Pavlov did these experiments with jaws called conditioning response with bells and shit. And so we were under that stuff and didn't even know we was under it. Our conditioning response was to words. Folks can get us to respond. We don't even know it a lot of times. All they gotta do is say certain words, and we're ready. We were conditioned to do that. But coming out of that conditioning, where I think the Brother Quasi is when you reach that crossroads where you got to make that decision, is where you think not you, but the people. All of us do. We think we didn't already made a decision. We know we headed in an African-centered understanding, but it's kind of hard to give up. I don't know if any of y'all smoke regular cigarettes or the others. Doesn't matter. I did both. But giving them up, I'm telling you, there's something that you just, it's a trip. So I done been on all that stuff now for a long time. But at that crossroad where you're deciding whether you're going to do it or not, it's like, okay, well, I'll start tomorrow. You mean you really go through that for a while? So
yes, you do. I agree.
my opinion, I think you're doing fine, and you're just at the crossroads now, and it's hard to lose. I'm telling you, like I told you, I was playing basketball for the Air Force. I can't begin to tell you how I miss playing basketball. But my brain is going like, okay, come on, we can do this. My body's going, look, when you get real, shit. Are you out of your mind? So there's certain things, giving up those things that were real comfortable to you and that you like in order to advance to another understanding is part of that passing the baton. And you know you're not gonna drop it. Because when I'm standing there, because there's 3 or 4 methods on, and if you don't practice passing the baton, when it comes time for it to happen and you drop it, then there's no problem because you never practice it. So that's what you're doing now, in my opinion, by putting this out on the floor like this. You're practicing how you're gonna pass that baton, and you're gonna make up your mind which way, and it's gonna be good for you. So that's all I got to say about that. But thanks for letting us in on that.
Absolutely. Thank you for not ripping me apart.
What? Now, that ain't what we're here for. Well, we'll say that for another show, though. Next show, Crazy get torn asunder. But it ain't. It really, because the question you asked wasn't that type of question. The question you asked was something that a lot of other people are dealing with as well. That's why, like I said, the media is important, because we get our talking points out there. We get our ideas out there. We get our struggles out there, so that some people don't have to start rebuilding the wheel, feel they have to start over and rebuild the wheel. The same issue that you have with women, they're having. The same doubts you having about some of the things in your life, they're having. That's why it's important that we have conversation. That's why it's important that we get these different views out there, and be able to deal with them from the perspective that we stand as Tawi and as Gye-Nyame. But go ahead.
Our permission is big. I just thought of one. He's talking about the women, right?
Right.
Okay, that ain't the one. I'm telling you, the one is your daughters. When you get daughters, and all through their infant life, everything dad says is golden, the rule. Even when mom said it, if dad said it, the daughters go with what you say. Then they reach a certain age when these other guys come in their life, and dad says, you can't do that. And they going like, oh, really?
I wish I could laugh. Hey, I actually have to. So I want to actually say this, well, because that's actually, I have a daughter that's 8. You know what I mean?
Ready?
How old is she?
I wish I could laugh though, because I just started being consistently in her life in the past year when I went to court. So she hasn't had to take that. She hasn't had the opportunity to actually. Her mom is at odds with me. So she doesn't necessarily feel like that. Like she follows what her mom say. She don't fool me all like that.
The moms and the daughters, no, that's normal. What I'm saying is, like, I'm up to the great granddaughters, and I'm telling you, you go through 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, you good to go. 6, 7, and 8, they kind of like they start to waver on you. 9, 10, 11, and 12, they're wavering real strong. 13, 14, and 15, uh-oh. It's like you done met a new person you have never seen before. And the only reason why I'm laughing is because I'm behind it. That one now. Now, people be asking about the great-granddaughters, I'll be dealing with it. But and the thing that takes you through it is that you love them. And you're really concerned about them and about your relationship with them, and that helps you get through it. But I'm telling you, it's rough. You can ask our Tim. He's right there at Teddy Page. My son Yende, his is like 5 or 6. She's 5 or 6, so he hadn't got there yet, but he knows it's coming.
It's coming. It come for all of them. The age of discontent. Okay. So, family, we've been on here for 2 hours and 9 minutes. I'm going to thank each and every last one of y'all for joining me on the show, but I got to do some commercials. I got to cut up some other videos. As a matter of fact, if you get an opportunity, check out the new commercial I put together for Elder Daryl Green, because he's putting together a e-course, the art of movement. You know what I'm saying? So he came through. I did some footage. He got a commercial up on here. Also, Quasi should be working on the show pretty soon. We'll get him up on the air. Right. He didn't know. Navita is working on the show as well.
Speaking of Navita, give a shout out to their event today.
Oh, okay. Let me find that event. It's at Zooberries. I don't. Let me.
Oh shit! I'm gonna
go. That's where I'm at. It's on Livingston. Could you give them a location, Baba Tony?
It's on Livingston. Just before Hamilton Road. Livingston and Hamilton on the corner next to that, what do you call that thing? That check cash place. Right. And the name of it is?
Community Threads?
It's two or three people in there. Sister Freedom gave a heck of a good talk before I left, because I had to take Mama Ziza place, and I think Elder Daryl's going to be speaking at 6.
It's 4343 East Livingston Avenue.
Right, and that's on the. If you're going east, it's on the south side of the street. White building.
All right, family. I want to thank y'all for coming out. I'm about to.
Thank you.
We're about to get up, and as I say, family, I'm gonna leave y'all like I found you. I'm on my way out. Peace.
One love.
Brother Quaker.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.
One of the most frequent questions that I get is, where are the children and why you call yourselves the children of the sun?
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now in the civilization